girls, what's the sweetest thing your boyfriend has done that caught you completely off guard? I've been with Liam for nearly 2 years, and he's always been the quiet sort. He fixes things before I even notice they're broken, keeps his hair too long because he forgets to trim it, and shows affection by handing me snacks without saying a word. When we first got together, his version of romance was making sure my phone was charged before we left the house. I never minded his simple style. It felt steady, honest. But this past week, my anxiety had been creeping up again. Work deadlines, a broken water heater, and a dozen unread emails created that familiar tight feeling in my chest. I told Liam I was overwhelmed, and he gave me his usual nod, the one that meant he was listening even if he didn't know what to say. Yesterday, after one of the worst days I've had in months, he stopped by my place. I was curled on the couch in that oversized gray hoodie I wear when I need to hide from the world. I'd been crying on and off since morning, though I tried to act normal when he walked in. Liam didn't say much. He just stood there with his canvas tote bag, shifting his weight like he wasn't sure what to do next. Then he placed the bag on my coffee table and pulled out a small box. Inside was a set of tiny pastries from the bakery I used to visit with my grandmother. I haven't mentioned that place in ages. They only sell those pastries on Thursdays, which meant he must have driven across town just to find them. Next came a soft blanket, not just any blanket. A deep blue one that matched the exact shade I once told him reminded me of calm water. I'd set it offhand while we were watching a documentary, and he'd somehow filed it away. But the next thing he brought out nearly broke me. It was a little puzzle of a lighthouse, the same one I used to draw over and over when I was younger. I told him once that lighthouses made me feel safe because they stay standing through every storm. Apparently, he had gone to 3 different shops looking for that exact puzzle after seeing one in a photo on my childhood fridge. While I tried to catch my breath from crying, he reached back into the tote and pulled out a stack of small folded papers held together with a string. The edges were worn, like he had been carrying them around for months. Each paper held a short note about something he noticed about me. Things I didn't even realize I did. How my voice softens when I talk to elderly people in shops. How I always straighten the forks at restaurants. How I hum the same tune whenever I clean the kitchen. How I lean toward windows whenever we drive through quiet neighborhoods. How I won't start a movie until everyone has their snacks ready because I want the moment to feel whole. He had written down more than 50 of these tiny details. Some made me laugh. Apparently, I say protect the beans every time I put leftovers in containers. Some made me cry all over again, like the note saying I always thank bus drivers even when it's raining and I'm in a rush. Liam panicked when he saw my tears. He kept saying things like, I can return the puzzle if it's too much, or I wasn't sure what pastries you liked anymore. He even apologized for the blanket because he wasn't sure if I still liked that shade of blue. We ended up sitting on the floor beside the coffee table, surrounded by his notes and my tissues. He kept unfolding more papers, each one revealing something else he had quietly observed. How I tap my fingers while thinking. How I give names to birds outside my window. How I always stop to look at the sky before getting in the car, as if checking the weather is a ritual. When I finally asked him why he had written all of this, he shrugged and looked almost embarrassed. He told me that early in our relationship, I remembered the name of his childhood dog without him repeating it. He said no one ever pays attention to his stories like that, so he wanted to pay attention to mine. Then he admitted he'd been saving up for a bigger gift but didn't want to wait when he saw how worn out I looked this week. He thought these small things wouldn't count as a real present. He has no idea that those folded notes are now the most precious things I own.